So Ovhale 110 Cup race number 1 about to come up. Back to our junior riders, of course. These riders aged between 8 and 12 years old. So, of course, the pit bike vets was in progress, but was brought to halt following the red flag. Riders still in the waiting zone now. Just waiting for confirmation on this, but I believe that we're going to be running the 110s in a few moments. The Ovhale 110 riders, there we see 2 of them in the waiting zone. I believe they're going out on track very shortly. They'll be followed by the vets' conclusion of that race, but let's just wait and see on that one. Meanwhile, the Ovhale riders just in the waiting zone. As we say, this is a new race class for this year. Peter Hickman, who we saw a few moments ago from the BSB and the road racing world, very much involved as an importer with these bikes. And something you might say that is a grassroots way of getting riders into the series. As we said a few moments ago, all the bikes must be sealed engines. Engines are inspected, they are all built to spec. So the bike's very much equal machines. If you're not familiar with a sealed engine, it's pretty much what it says on the tin. They have a seal on the engine. Usually it's on the cylinder head or the block, which means that the seal has to be broken to be able to get into the engine to work on it, which means basically that there's no real way you can play with the engines to make them any more powerful. It's all the same for all the riders. So the emphasis is very much on the rider's skill. These Ovhale GPO 110 machines. We'll have a look at the grid in a few moments' time, but we're just waiting to get the confirmation that the track is clear and ready to go. So we have got a delay before the Ovhale bikes get out onto the track. There is some oil on the first corner. There we see the marshals on track. There was a rider who went down in the vets race. This wasn't the cause of the red flag, incidentally, but there was a rider that went down on the first corner. And reports of some oil on the track. So there we see the marshals just down there with the cement, making sure that the track is safe and ready to go. And of course, especially with two-wheel competition, oil on the track, any sort of fluids on the track can be potentially quite dangerous. So the marshals very quickly on the scene to make sure that that oil spillage is mopped up and ready to go. You see the cement going down, the dust just to absorb that. And we'll be underway very shortly with the Ovhale 110. As we say, it's quite a new class for the Rich Energy Mini Bike Series, and a lot of the ethos, of course, is towards grassroots racing, and this is the kind of thing where, for a modest cost, you might say, you can get involved in the sport. Of course, the East Anglia, it's quite a relatively flat area of the country, and there's, like we say, many airfields around here. This is one of them. The track was first in place going way back in the 60s and 70s for karting, but in its modern incarnation was around the turn of the millennium. This was really developed into a proper racing circuit. Present owners have been here for about 4 years or so and been continually improving the track. As we've seen through some of the superb drone footage today, to see how well turned out the track is. Off the track, there is the opportunity. I think some of the competitors this weekend have rented some of the pit garages. Plenty of garages out there in the pits, and there has been the opportunity for competitors for a modest cost to rent some of these garages, have their own pit bays out there. Pit garages is a very professional setup here at Ellough Park. It's, as we say, it's an airfield venue, and a lot of the parking, you would say, is one of the old airstrips. There is still an active airfield down there. In fact, there is just out of shot. There is an aircraft taking off, which I think is connected with the parachutists rather than me. And as you look on this aerial footage, you'll see some of the overflow parking on the edge of the track. That's one of the old airstrips. But it gives you an idea just how well turned out this circuit is. And just looking out onto the track now, here we see the Ovhale Race 1 about to get underway, and we'll run through the grid for the morning qualifying. Harley McCabe was on pole position with a 50.89 from Luca Hopkins. Henry McCartney, Zach Weston, Ruben Bray and Arnie Carr in 6th position. Laken Payne in 7th, Daniel Stevenson, George Bowes, Ralph Croft, Izzy Carter and Cameron Ancliffe on the number 7 in 12th place. Monty Hillier in 13th, Dan Deering in 14th, and not setting a time, so starting at the back is the 144 of Kobe Garbutt. Ovhale race number 1 about to get underway very soon. This is a relatively new category for British mini bikes. Originally Italian-made machines. It's a one-make series, as we said before, sealed engines as well, so the emphasis is very much on the riders. Of course, British mini bikes is intended very much as a grassroots way of getting into championship racing, so a lot of the mini bikes regulations, there are regulations on what they can and can't do, but this very much is a stock series, you would say. These fabulous little bikes, they look like, this is great for the younger riders, they look very much like mini superbike machines. They are well turned out, and of course many years ago you would say that youth road racing very much was mini motos, that sort of thing, and mini bikes, but now there's the opportunity for these riders to ride these scaled down. They look very much like mini MotoGP bikes, very attractive looking bikes, you would say, and great for the riders to experience this racing at such a young age. Of course, these riders aged between 8 and 12 years. Lining up on the grid now, and Ovhale Race 1 will be underway in just a moment. Everyone appears to be in place, and we'll be underway for the first race for the Ovhales in just a moment. Everyone in position now. The green flag is about to go up, and race number 1 for the Ovhales is go. McCabe gets a good jump from the outside into the first corner. Everyone appears to go away cleanly, and there they come piling into that first corner. Will it be clean? They all go through that cleaned up oil patch. It seems to have been cleared out, and everyone away nice and clean into the second corner. So Harley McCabe got a great jump at the start there. He leads the way. It looks like Hopkins in second place. Henry McCartney had a good jump. Now the top two breaking away now. This looks like Harley McCabe leading from Luca Hopkins. So this, of course, for the first time, Ovhale new class of British mini bikes. This is the first ever Ovhale race in the UK. And taking a keen interest off camera, actually, we can see Pete Hickman watching this one, very much involved in the setup of this series, as Harley McCabe and Luca Hopkins going neck and neck into the first corner. McCabe got a good jump from the rest of the field, but Luca Hopkins gone away well and is staying with him on the number 41. Has a look down the inside. Oh, but not close enough to go for the pass. Harley McCabe had the line on the outside and holds on to the lead. Hopkins in second. Henry McCartney on the number 31 is still in third place, but dropping behind just a little bit. There he is in shot number 31. Zach Weston and Arnie Carr, who we saw earlier, in fifth place. And of course, riders can enter more than one race class, so we saw Arnie Carr battling for that second place early on and running well in this one as well. We should see the 83 in just a moment. There he is, closely followed by Daniel Stevenson, another rider who's doing another double duty. Ran so well in the mini bikes earlier on the number 11. He's currently in sixth place. Ruben Brain, George Bowes a bit further behind, but here are the two leaders, Harley McCabe and Luke Hopkins. The rider in second has set the fastest lap of the race, and again has a look down the inside into the second corner, but can't find a way through. Hopkins with the fastest lap of the race, a 52.44. So Hopkins faster at the moment, but can't find a way through. Harley McCabe doing a great job of holding on to the lead on the 179. Through to the middle of the track now. It gets a bit more technical into this dogleg hairpin, and down the inside goes Hopkins. Oh, but again, can't get that front wheel inside. Harley McCabe holding on to the lead as they go past the pits and into the hairpin. Back towards the finish line now. Hopkins sweeping around the outside, trying to get a run down the star straight. Here they come. Past the finish line. There is a slower rider in front as well. This could make things a bit more complicated as well, but Harley McCabe has got the drive into the first corner. I think that's Dan Deering who goes a lap down, number 80. Yes, it is. So Deering holds his line, lets the faster riders through. Henry McCartney and Zach Weston still battling for third, but it's still Harley McCabe that leads the way from Luke Hopkins. Henry McCartney still there in third, Zach Weston, Arnie Carr and Daniel Stevenson in sixth. Seventh place is George Bowes, Laken Payne in eighth place, ninth for Ruben Bray, Ralph Croft in 10th position. And the rest of the field rounded out by Cameron Ancliffe, Monty Hillier, Izzy Carter, and the number 80 we saw a moment ago, Dan Deering, a little bit further behind in 14th and a lap down. There we see McCartney in third, Weston, there's Arnie Carr, 83, Daniel Stevenson on the 11, George Bowes, Laken Payne, and back to the leaders now as Luke Hopkins has another look. Harley McCabe incidentally setting the fastest lap of the race. And there's McCabe, the black and orange riding gear. Hopkins again trying to look, but Harley McCabe, the race leader, number 179, doing a great job just blocking those apexes, making it difficult for Hopkins to find a way through, and Hopkins all over the back wheel of Harley McCabe, just trying to find an opening somewhere. Let's see what it can do now as we get towards the slower part of the track now. It gradually turns right into this dogleg hairpin. And Hopkins again, has a look on the inside, but it wasn't going to happen there. He has to tuck in behind McCabe and hold on to the lead. Harley McCabe there, 179, still your race leader, and Hopkins again trying to find some traction out of that final corner to get down the inside, but again Harley McCabe holds on to the lead. So it's Harley McCabe leading, Luca Hopkins in second place, Henry McCartney in third, Zach Weston in fourth, Arnie Carr in fifth, Daniel Stevenson sixth. George Bowes goes through in seventh place with the 41 of Laken Payne just a bit further behind. So 41, Luke Hopkins trying to get past the 179 of Harley McCabe, who's led the entire race. And McCabe doing very well to hold on to the lead here because Hopkins is putting him under a lot of pressure, and there's still quite a way to go in this race. 7 laps, I believe. Let's have a look at 7 laps still to be run. So there's McCartney in third, still 35, Zach Weston in fourth. Arnie Carr from Daniel Stevenson. Stevenson has a look down the inside as we go back to the first corner. McCabe and Hopkins nip down the inside. That's Dan Deering again in 14th place on the number 80. And they've got another back marker in front. I think that might be Izzy Carter on the number 46 just in front of them. Hopefully Carter will be where they're coming. Holding the line. Oh, and this could get close here. There's Carter. Izzy Carter a lap down, sees the leaders coming and moves out to the way just in time so they get a clear track through. Monty Hillier and Cameron Ancliffe, the next riders just to be lapped. They're 11th and 12th. And still Harley McCabe on the 179 that leads the way as they make their way through towards the final corner. And there we see Ancliffe and Hillier in front. So could back markers have a part to play in this race? 5 laps to go. Oh, and cutting to the inside, Luke Hopkins. Now this could be the moment he makes the pass. Can he make it stick? They're side by side into the second corner. And Hopkins gets down the inside and takes the lead. So Luke Hopkins, your new race leader. Harley McCabe fighting back on the inside, but can't make the move stick. So after several laps of pressure, and with some of the midfield runners being thrown into the mix there, Luca Hopkins on the number 41 has taken the lead. Harley McCabe still in second place, so trying to fight back. Now let's see what happens here, because perhaps Harley McCabe's got some better lines, and Luca Hopkins, who's gone through into the lead, perhaps Hopkins has got some better lines than McCabe. So Harley McCabe in second place on the 179. Could be using this now just to weigh up what's going on here, just see what Luke Hopkins is doing on the track, what lines he's using, and try and fight back. This is where racecraft comes in, of course. So McCabe trying to fight down the inside. Harley McCabe looks quick, but he can't shake off. So Luca Hopkins looking quick now, but he can't shake off Harley McCabe at the moment, as McCabe has a peek down the inside but can't find a way through. So McCabe now, it's his turn to look at the lines here that Hopkins is using. See if he can just stay on the back wheel of Hopkins and try and find a way through. There's 3 laps to go. Luca Hopkins, with a lot of pressure, has taken the lead. But Harley McCabe has got the fastest lap, 51.2 line, half a second between these two riders. It's still Henry McCartney in third, Zach Weston in fourth, as they close up on Dan Deering. Holds the inside line, lets the two leaders through. McCartney still in third, Weston fourth, Arnie Carr in fifth, Stevenson sixth, George Bowes, Lake and Payne, Ruben Bray and Ralph Croft. Rounding out the top 10, Cameron Ancliffe, Monty Hillier and Izzy Carter a bit further behind with Dan Deering rounding out the field. Here we see Arnie Carr on the number 83, the white helmet, lapping Izzy Carter. Still got Daniel Stevenson behind. And there's the number 37 of Monty Hillier, currently in 12th. Cameron Ancliffe just in front there, about to be lapped in 11th on the number 7. 3 laps to go. And at the front we've had a change because Harley McCabe has gone back into the lead. So Luca Hopkins looked threatening at the start of the race, got through to the front but wasn't able to break away. And Harley McCabe has found his way through to the front. They make their way towards the hairpin. Here we see this aerial footage of that midfield battle as well. So it's still the 35 of Zach Weston in third. Arnie Carr's gone through to third. We seem to have lost. I saw Luke Hopkins go through there. Not showing up on the lap charts, but there's a fault with the transponder. So it's still McCabe. Hopkins, you probably see on the graphic and on the lap charts, is showing here as not being in the race. So whether the transponder's failed or something, I don't know. There, he's definitely there. There's number 41 with 1 lap to go, and this is going to be a battle here. Hopkins has a look on the inside of McCabe, can't find a way through, and this is one last fight now. They've both got used to the track, used to the lines. They know the strengths and weaknesses, you might say. And Harley McCabe has got to make that Ovhale bike as wide as possible on this last lap. They go through the hairpin for the final time, back onto the power into this fast left-hander. Nice sweeping line through there as Hopkins having a look on the inside as they head towards the dogleg hairpin, but not close enough to go for the pass. They go through that slow hairpin, back onto the power, past the pits. McCabe 179 still leads. Hopkins having a look down the inside. Oh, it's not close enough. McCabe holds that line in towards the penultimate corner. Got to get onto the power around the final corner. Here they come towards the finish line. And Harley McCabe, it's going to be that takes the checkered flag. So Hopkins, for whatever reason, not showing on the lap chart. I think that may be a transponder fault. And both riders quick to congratulate each other. That's always good sportsmanship. McCartney goes through in third from the 35 of Zach Weston. I'm saying my apologies because, as we said, the graphics don't look entirely up to date here. I think what's happened possibly is that the transponders failed with Luca Hopkins. So one would imagine the lap scorers will have seen that. They'll be able to manually insert Hopkins back into second place. McCartney third, Weston fourth, Carr in fifth, Stevenson sixth. 7th for the 41 of Lake and Payne, 8th for George Bowes, 9th for Ruben Bray. Ralph Croft running up the top 10. Further back we have Cameron Ancliffe, Monty Hillier, Izzy Carter and Dan Deering. Riders of all abilities out here. We've got some very competent young riders at the front, some of the novice riders at the back. They're all enjoying themselves out here at Ellough Park today. Getting plenty of track time. They've been here all weekend, of course.